Hello everyone, this is G-Shock High Fashion channel and welcome to another G-Shock watch unboxing and review video. Today we're gonna have a look at a brand new watch instead of used vintage model like I used to review before. So here is the packaging and all the things that you are gonna get if you buy a G-Shock watch from the non-JDM version. So a cardboard box, pretty lightweight, not as durable as JDM version, tin case where the watch is in. There you have it, the GR-B-100 or GR-B100. This is the tag, not a price tag, just a tag to show you all the feature of the watch highlights. And here is the reference number, GR for gravity, B for Bluetooth 100 series, usually for the entry level, and 1 for black, A for analog, 4 for the color red or red hue, in this case orange and rose gold, DR for the marketplace. And this is an international warranty card and a manual book of 5536. So this is all that you are supposed to get if you buy a G-Shock watch outside of Japan. Here is the watch. I already wear the watch for a couple of days before I decided to make this video, so I have a few points already that I need to bring out, which is about the like and also the dislike. Let's run through all of them. The good point about this G-Shock watch is that it has a very clear and very visible analog hands. The hands built pretty high above the watch face, and that makes it float, almost looking like it is floating or flying. So that is very impressive in my opinion. It looks very beautiful. The watch looks much better in person compared to when you just look at it, for example, from these photos like this. Next part is the LED light that could be turned on with the front button, which is amazingly really bright. Obviously brighter than the Modmaster and the Rangeman, but still not as bright as the Quad Sensor Golf Master, I tell you that. And next is soft and really comfortable polyurethane band and also button operations. The button in this watch, look at that, it is mid-size, it is protruding upwards. It is long, it is big, it is soft, easy to use. All 6 buttons in this G-Shock watch is just impressive. And next is the functions. The functions that this watch have is spot on for a pilot. Not just for pilots, for anyone at all really. You could use this as a point memory. Casio called the function flight lock because they intended the watch to be used for a pilot, but basically a flight lock is just a point memory similar to the one on a GBD800 or on a GWM-B5000 series. So overall it is a really great piece. If you really explore the manual, you'll understand and you will see the similarities. So those are the good points. The bad points is that the negative display aren't as visible, probably because of how deep it was buried in there. So I use the watch while driving, like when you wear the watch like this and you're holding to the steering wheel, and look at that, you won't be able to see the digital display at all at this angle, but you're gonna need to tilt just a little bit like that and then you'll be able to see it. But you do able to see the analog hands, so I can't complain much, but I do have to mention these points. I'm not sure about the positive display, but for this negative display version, that is how it will be like. Next is the size. The size is pretty standard to, I believe, similar to most Gravitymaster entry level. But in this case, the watch, for some reason, it looks long. It looks normal like this, but when you wear it on your wrist, for some reason, it appeared to be a little bit longer. So there's something that bothers me a little bit, but I don't really mind that. But again, I have to point this out as well. Next bad point about the watch is not really about the watch. It is about the app that you pair to the watch with, which is called the G-Shock Connected app. Since this is a new watch, when you pair the watch to your phone, it's gonna take a couple seconds to register the coordinates and also for time adjustment. But when you enter the flight lock mode, it's gonna be pretty slow. I have a feeling that it's more like a compatibility thing, and because I'm operating a iPhone 10, so that's supposed to be work pretty fast. But yeah, the app, there's something that I need to point out. And other than that, aren't really a bad point. This is more like things that I would like Casio to add in their watches, and that is for lume. The lume in this watch still rely on photoluminescence, so I wish Casio would use a super luminova instead at this point, but they didn't. But it's all fine. You could still be able to see the second, hour, minutes, and also all the square index on the side. I wish they put the lume on the 3D index instead, but they didn't. And the rest is, I'm not sure what else to tell you guys about the bad points, probably because the fact that this watch is fully made in China not really bother me a lot, but I'm pretty sure some of you guys will be bothered with that fact. So there you have it, like and dislike. Now let's have a look at the watch construction. The watch consists of 6 button operation, 4 in metal, both sides, and 2 more in resin on this 9 o'clock position and 1 at the front at 6 o'clock position. The one at 9 o'clock will be used for time adjustment and also to pair to your phone. There is connect writings on top of there, obviously. The one in the middle is to operate the LED light, which is really bright. They have 2 of them, which is extremely bright, almost like a flashlight where you could use to read notes at night time. One for the digital display, one for the analog hands. Not as uniform, but it does do a great job to tell you guys the time at night time. And of course, this watch also came equipped with auto light as well. Next thing is the glass. It is not a dome shape anymore like the previous Gravitymaster model, so just flat. Not a huge complaint, but something that I need to point out as well. Next part is the watch body. Consists of this resin layer bezel to protect the buttons on the side, all 6 of them, and also to frame or to hold onto this metal frame, which is incredible. It is almost looks like the watch is fully made out of metal because the ring goes all the way to the bottom, not just for the topmost layer. So that is really impressive, and I like how the finishing was made as well. Glossy on the slanted side, brush on the flat side. It is very beautiful in my opinion. But the watch is actually made, the hard case is actually made out of hard resin, as you guys could see from the back. There is the black part is plastic. It just looks like metal. It does feels like metal because how solid it is. Really incredible piece for the price of only 40,000 Japanese yen. But since I bought a non-JDM version, it cost me about 300 bucks. So that is as far as the watch body and the watch face. I'll get back to the watch face design after this. Let's move on to the watch band, which is locked with 2 screws as well. This is a screw bar with washers as well, similar to the previous Gravitymaster 1000 series design. Really beautiful in my opinion. The watch band also was built to point downwards, so that will help with the fit of the watch. Gravitymaster and tough solid decal on here. The watch band feels very comfortable. It feels really solid, much better than the previous Gravitymaster. And the finishing is just incredible. It's just so buttery. When you wear the watch, you can feel the high quality of this resin that they use. It's just incredible. And in this case, dual layer with orange accents at the bottom. Both sides goes the same, except on this part of the watch band there are no more buckle holes. And the groove in the middle of this watch band does reminds me as the one on the triple sensor Golf Master. That is nice as well. I like the Golf Master series a lot. And we have a roll time and water resistant 20 bar decal on top of this side of the watch band. So that is all of them. The watch band keeper is pretty basic, so not much to talk about. The watch buckle also pretty basic with Casio China sign below it. So you can see now why they are able to create this great looking piece at a price that is pretty affordable. Not as cheap, but I would say affordable for all the functions that this watch has to offer. In my opinion, it is totally worth it. Look at the backplate. It is basic lock with 4 screws, but it is indeed buried into the hard case, so it's not being exposed even on the side, making the water resistant in this watch much greater, of course, compared to some model, I believe like this guy, yeah, where the backplate is already exposed a little bit. So that's tiny little details as well, and a lot of print or stamp at the backplate. Consists of Casio 5536 module number, GR-B100 reference number, stainless steel back, Japan movement. So the engine is made in Japan. the backplate, the resin, the bezel, the watch band overall was cased in China, so made in China parts, water resistant to 20 bar, 200 meter water resistant, and tough solar. Despite looking like a non-solar model, this is incredible. And that is all about the watch construction, material, design, and some of my opinions as well for this very model. Now let's move on to the functions. What else that this watch could do for you? While at it, let's have a look on detail at the watch face design. 12 o'clock index in Arabic numerals, a lot of square index on the side that could glow in the dark again, with 3D index in white colorway. In this case, there are a lot of orange accents since the one I'm using right now is black and orange colorway. The digital display panel came in negative with orange hue as well, and the hour hand, minute hand could glow in the dark, including the tip, the aeroplane tip of the second hand, which the shaft does came in glossy rose gold colorway. Gorgeous timepiece, and there's a sub-dial at 6 o'clock position where it has a brush finish on one side and circular finish on the other side. The circular finish part is there to be used for countdown alarm mode for the last 30 minutes, and the rest will be used for mode indicator and also battery indicator. Now move to this connect button. Let me pair this watch to my phone right away, and then we'll move on from there, because I believe explaining this function using the phone is much more easier. Just press this connect button once for about 0.5 seconds and the watch will straight away register your coordinates and also adjust the time to match with the time in your phone, and there you have it. And the phone will show you the last point memory in this case over there. I'll run through the flight log, my flight log after this, which is pretty interesting. First, let me show you guys the guide part. This is literally the most easiest part to explain because it is really self-explanatory. The watch or the app would show you what the watch could do right away, like switching display, alarm, countdown, dates, hours, and minutes. There's a wall time function as well, and each of these display meaning stopwatch, countdown timer, alarm, and all those. It is really easy. I just performed the time adjustment, but what we really need is pair the watch to my phone. Press connect and hold it, and connect will appear in the watch display panel, and the phone will prompt to connect to the watch. It will take about 5 seconds, and there it is. Every information and now is in my phone, and you cannot operate the watch anymore. It's just locked. If you press any buttons, the connection will be terminated. Alright, first we're gonna have a look at this watch has a flight log, a world time all the way to 300 cities. In here you could swap time as well, and the watch will be shown up there just so you know how the watch currently looks like. And next function will be a countdown alarm, so you could set everything from here to a specific daily alarm or one-time alarm or a schedule alarm. If you want to set to a specific date, you could do that with your phone. You could also use all of this in the watch, so I just demonstrated using my phone because it is a lot more easier, a lot more quicker. Next is utility, which is a countdown timer all the way to 24-hour range. You could set it to the very seconds. The stopwatch part could only be used from the watch because there are no target time in this model, so you don't have to set anything from your phone. Next is flight log. I use it a lot while driving. For example, when I found an interesting spot while just driving, I just hit this button and it will record that coordinate and remember and put it in my phone right away. So pretty cool. So enter the flight log mode, and here is all of the location that I already went to, and I grouped them in 4, so you're gonna be able to see this map to all the places that I've been to. Press it and it could also display you a 3D map, which is really slow. There you have it. I have the home part, and then I moved to shopping in Japan, and then there's more G-Shock shopping to Australia, and then I return back to New York. So if I press the 3D map, you'll see that it is really slow. The data, if I'm not mistaken, was taken from Garmin. I'm not sure, but there's a lot of details going on with there about the data, where the data was taken, and although it could show you the flight log similar as the one on the promotional videos style, where the plane like jumping to cities and cities, but in this case it is pretty slow. So there's the downside of this G-Shock watch as well, probably for iPhone. I'm not sure about Android users. So you could use this any point really. You don't have to move between cities. Just move to from your home to your grocery stores and set the coordinate. anywhere. You could use this anywhere. The GR-B100 operates on a similar manner, but it operates automatically, so you cannot set in or manually set it by yourself. If I'm not mistaken, it will take coordinates every 15 minutes. But in this case, you could manually do that. Similar feature as the one on the Rangeman, except the Rangeman has a built-in GPS. This GR-B100 didn't, so you're gonna need to use your phone for that. So while we're waiting, let's have a look at the watch. Press any button to terminate the connection. And what more interesting part I need to share is when you hold the adjust button over here, you can see that you could set the home city in your watch as well. So the watch could work independently without your phone, so you don't have to worry about that. Next function that you could set in the watch is, of course, the daylight saving time on rough, hours, minutes, and seconds, and the calendar as well. Year, hour, year, months, and date, and also you could swap to 12-hour or 24-hour time formats. And this is the date format. You could swap this to year, months, and day, or year, day, and months, or months, day, and year, depending on which one you prefer more. Next is language. There is 5 languages in here: English, Espanol, France, Dutch for Germany, and Italian, and also Russian as well, if I'm not mistaken. So those are 5 language and ketone, and also auto light on rough, and also afterglow duration, and this is power saving mode on rough, and that is all you could set in the watch, which is pretty cool. And again, does have a similar function of features like the GMWB 5000. Pressing mode button once will bring you to world time. The watch only have like 38 cities and 38 time zones registered in it. But if you pair this to your phone, you'll have access to 300 cities. Pressing mode button again will bring you to the stopwatch mode or chronograph. It has a precision to 1/1000 seconds, and just look at the animations as well. It looks different, so that is interesting. This 1/1000 stopwatch could only goes for the first 1 hour, and then it will move to 1/10 seconds until it reaches 24 hour. Stop and reset with split time, of course. Pressing mode button again will bring you to the countdown timer mode, again as I already demonstrate using the app. Similar thing, exactly similar thing. And then there's the alarm mode. You could set all the things that you could set from the app, also from the watch as well. So there's no need for me to demonstrate it even further, except, using the phone is much more convenient really, even though the button operation in this watch is comfortable. But since you have the phone, why not use that instead? Next is back to home timekeeping. Pressing this lower right button will bring you to the city that the watch was registered with. So if you're in other city, press it once, and there you have it, Tokyo time. So that is all that you have in the watch. I believe I covered most of it really. Yeah, there's no need for me to talk about the module demonstration anymore. So there you have it, a lot of details about the watch. And of course this video is gonna be long. Whenever there's a new watch, Bluetooth equipped watch, the video has to be long. So timestamp already available down below as always, so skip to any part of the video if you want to have a look anytime. And here is how the watch looks like on my skinny wrist. Wear it at holes number 2 from the top, and there's a lot of extended tongue on the side like this. And as I already mentioned, it looks pretty long on my skinny wrist, but I have a feeling that Casio made this to be worn over a glove, so that might look better. But for me, I'm not going to be using this as a tool watch at all. Most likely just for fashion wear. That's why I picked this colorway at the first place. But I don't mind. I'm just saying that if that is your concern, then do think about it before purchasing the watch. Overall, this is a really great piece. Overall, for the price, I really don't have to complain much. It is a very, very beautiful piece. And of course, I'm thinking about disassembling the watch because I can, right? Okay, that's all it that I have to share right now. Again, don't forget to enter the giveaway for this GBD800 model. So far there are only like a few entry, and the chance of you guys to win this watch for free is extremely high, I gotta say that. So that's it. Thank you very, very much for watching. This is G-Shock High Fashion channel, and